welcome back to the Hermitcraft FTB server. Well, you can see before you, I have started some work on this castle thing that I'm building here, and it is supposed to be a castle. The outer wall here with oak beams along the wall, and I started trying to come up with some kind of a thing here that the upper level is going to come out a ways, and this is supposed to end up looking like some kind of support. Personally, I think it's a failure. I really do. It just doesn't seem to be working out very well at all, but it's a work in progress. Like, for example, the wall right now is cobblestone, and frankly, I need it to not be cobblestone. I need to come up with some other block, something to use that is going to look good as a castle wall. Maybe the entryway might be bordered in cobble. I'm not certain just yet. But that's about as far as I've gotten with that, just that one wall. And not a whole lot of it, really. Anyway, as you may have noticed, I am flying a little differently now. I finally completed the jetpack part of the chest plate, and I've also got flight control installed in the helmet, so I can do the creative mode style flying where you gain or lose altitude based on the direction you're looking, or gain with the space bar and lower with the Z key or whatever. And also with the shock absorbers in the boots, I can apparently fall from just about any height and not take any damage. Just hear that little squeak when you touch down. So this is intended at some point to start resembling some kind of a castle. I don't know, I'm kind of flying a little bit blind with this. This sort of thing is not something I've ever been successful at in Minecraft, modded or otherwise, so we'll see. But now that this stuff is all geared up, it's not completely finished. There is a few more things I want to do to it, and some settings tweaks I want to do. Sometimes very soon, like in this episode, I want to get into some mist stuff. Get some of this stuff together and find a decent, reasonable Mistcraft world in which to set up a quarry. Of course, it would be nice to have sufficient power generation to operate that quarry, but I think I can probably manage that. Now, let's see, elsewise, let's turn stuff on. And I just love how fast you can fly with this. I'm going over 700 blocks over here to the machine base and doing it pretty doggone quickly. As a matter of fact, faster than the terrain can load, which is pretty cool. There we go. Now I've done a little bit of work in there. I do have a second room built in and expanded, and I went ahead and filled this out with opal. I took some opal cobblestone I had, smelted it up into smooth stone, just opal smooth stone or whatever, and just put it in here. This stuff, apparently it's colored based on its position, and each block is different based on where you put it in the world, and it looks really cool as a room. And I'm actually tempted to do the floor in the same stuff. I haven't decided. Although somewhere in here there's going to be an access way going down. This is going to be one of the first machine rooms. In here will be some generic storage, maybe a few standalone machines. Haven't quite worked out the layout of how things are going to go yet. And a lot of this structure is going to go down and be underground, just as a place to have machines, power generation, item sorting, and stuff and whatnot like that. But first, I do want to complete something I started out to do a while back. Let me go ahead and put this away. Some glass here and some wood. I want to finish off getting the materials I wanted for the tools I wanted from the Tinker's Construct stuff. And that means heading off into the Nether and hunting up cobalt and ardite. Get a fair amount of that stuff hunted up, and then be able to make some pretty good manual tools, and so on. Also, I kind of want to scout some Nether locations for possible places to siphon lava out of the Nether, although it might be better off to try to do that from a Mistcraft world. In any event, I'm going to grab a hold of some daylight. Not that I suppose it matters if we're going to the Nether, but I want to wait and let my suit recharge too. And then we'll get into the Nether and see what we can come up with. Alright, we got some daylight. Looks like I'm all charged up. So head over here to the Nether. I'm going to leave flight control off for right now, because I think it uses power just a little faster. Well, I'm going to have to get used to that. Alright, let's duck in here and go hunting ardite, cobalt, and probably nether quartz if I can find any. Okay, we've got a book here now. How about that? An overworld book. Okay, that's a handy, quick way out. Alright. Okay, I'm thinking probably the best way to go is going to be up. Well, for one thing, there's plenty of nether quartz here, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And I'm also going to be looking for, alright, flight control. Slow but effective. Anyway, grab up all the nether quartz I can, and I'm going to be looking to find not nether redstone, but cobalt and ardite, because I need both of them to make the magnum. So I'm going to look around here a little bit, trying to avoid the denizens as much as I can, because hey, we don't need denizens. We don't need no stinking denizens, do we? Of course we don't. Getting a decent amount of nether quartz. Oh, good God. Somebody's playing Doom again. Well, what was that I just got? Hellfire charge. Okay. That's interesting. Did I get it from the... I probably got it from the mob, since he was creating those hellfires. But like fires, they need to be put out, because it's bloody dangerous enough in here without that. Alright. I'm going to take some time, look around and see if I can find some cobalt. and I'll be back when I find something. Right, I'm back here in the overworld, and didn't come up with much. I came up with 1 cobalt ore, some nether lapis. I had a pretty good amount of quartz, some of which I used on my sword to increase its sharpness, and so on. I picked up some glowstone and these hellfire charges and whatnot. I think I'm just going to dump all of this stuff in there for right now. Alright, cobalt. Let's take the cobalt and put it there, because it's pretty much where it's going to be used. Raw pinky meat. Ew. No thank you. I'll let somebody else eat that. It doesn't sound very healthy. Now, one thing that this trip has proven to me is that I need to jack up the armor in terms of power. I need to get elite batteries in place, which means I need HV capacitors. Let's see, HV capacitor. I looked it up in here. So I need a couple of wiring and a lapo crystal. The wiring's not a problem. I've got a bunch of it left over from before. Lapotron crystal, circuits, lapis dust, energy crystal. The energy crystal, you need energium dust, which is redstone, and 4 diamond dust. Diamond dust is, of course, a diamond that's been macerated. So let's see. Fortunately, I can actually afford 4 diamonds. And we'll drop these into the macerator, and I will proceed to get this HV thing made. Put at least 1 elite battery on this sucker to increase my power storage, because 41.3k isn't enough. And I figure if I just jack it up to elite batteries, that will help. At least get 1 elite battery in there and see what that does for it, and go from there. Alright, macerator's going to take a while, so I'll be back when I'm ready to actually install this thing. Okay, I was partway along the way to doing this. I decided to go ahead and make up enough to do 2 of these elite batteries. So I went and ground up 4 more diamonds and 6 more lapis dust. Okay, we'll just take this thing and stuff this into the compressor. It'll turn it into an energy crystal. And let's see, energy crystal, a pair of advanced circuits, lapis dust. Okay, all I just need to do is get 2 more advanced circuits while that diamond is let's see. Yeah, I got a couple of circuits right here. Alright. Jeez, put enough in there. Why don't you? Jeez. Alright, some glowstone. There's 2 more advanced circuits. This next crystal should be ready. Yep. Alright, now take the crystal, mix it with some wiring, which I have plenty of down here. Alright, 2 HV capacitors. Go over here, say for the helmet. Let's salvage this battery and install the Elite battery. IC2 tier all the way up. Alright, now for the chest plate, remove the advanced, install the Elite. Okay, let's see, how's this go for? Okay, I'm going to have to play with the battery size, I guess. How do I have that set? Okay, apparently putting it together, it starts out fully charged. Alright. That's 171K full charge. We'll see how that does. Let's see, let's put some stuff away. Alright. Let's try this Nether thing again. Hello. Alright, get loaded. Good. I think what I'm going to have to do is kind of go a little far afield, because I know others have been looking for this cobalt as well. So I'm going to head off this way a little ways, just arbitrary direction. See if I can find me some cobalt. I can see having to actually mine for it around here. It might actually be the better way to get it. Oh, this is dark blue. What is Nether gold, Nether tin. Alright, flight control on. Nether lapis. What in tarnation was that? Whatever it was hit pretty hard, it seemed to. Oh. So much for you. One thing I figured out about these guys is if you're mining the stuff, you'd want to do it where they can't see you. And even then, you have to be careful. Another thing I've noticed... Oh, excuse me. Oh, crapadapolis. This sucker hit me with a wither effect. Not kosher, dude. One thing I've noticed with these nether ores, they have a tendency to explode now, but they do give you a warning. In that, if you hear the sound of a fuse, and you see smoke coming out of the block, you have a few seconds to back up and get away from the impending explosion that you know is going to happen. So, that's a little bit of a tip there. And so I'm going to mine for a while. Branch mine style in the nether, looking for cobalt and ardite. And I'm going to spend some time doing that, see what I can come up with. heard the hiss. It takes a few seconds. Now watch, it doesn't happen. Or it does happen after I get real close again. Maybe I mined the block that started to hiss. I don't know, but I swear I heard that hiss. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is because I've seen it happen several times. Oh, like lapis. Okay, nether lapis ore is worthwhile to mine because one of these in a pulverizer gets you like 24 regular lapis. Hissing again, but I think I mined it in time. Nether iron, not really all that interested, although I probably need it. What I'm really after right now is the cobalt and ardite. Oh, you son of a... You chumps are not allowed to have bows. Okay, what is this? More lapis. I've been hit with something pretty negative there. Oh no. I hate this effect. Time to get the heck out of the area. Get away from the things that are trying to kill me. Give myself a chance to recover. Yeah. Mining the nether is not exactly a primo wonderful occupation. That's lapis. I want cobalt. How's my power holding out? 152k left. Nether silver. You know, if you could solve the lava issue, the nether would be a great place to set up a quarry. Truly would. Cobalt. And go away, Pinky. I'm not interested. See, even with this alamite pick, it takes half a forever to mine cobalt. And that's only my second piece. I figure I need a fair bunch more than that. So, I'll keep looking. Trying to avoid fire bats and other things that want to explode in my face. See, now I saw something blue sitting out there, but then I came in here to try to get it from behind. Another coal. There it is. More lapis. Okay. lapis. Okay. Get out a bow shot. $143K on the power remaining. Alright, let's just do a long branch mine style strip here. Boy, I could do this for hours and not come up with much, could I? Lots of nether quartz, though. I know this stuff doesn't just spawn on the surface in the nether. You can branch mine for it. Oops. Well, I guess I'm done there. Alright, I'm going to look around some more and see if perhaps I can find me some more cobalt. And a few pieces of ardite would be necessary as well. Alright, I'm back here putting some stuff away. I got some more pinky meat, a fermented spider eye, more quartz, of course. Even got some rotten flesh, and for once I'm not throwing it away because FTB actually has a use for it. A good one. Take rotten flesh, drop it in the redstone furnace, and you get leather. Not bad. So there's actually a use for this stuff. That I applaud considerably. Alright, we've got some nether lapis. Drop that in here to the pulverizer. And one nether lapis, 24 lapis product. So that's going to add up to a good healthy bunch of lapis right off the get-go here. And I did come up with 4 cobalt ore. Now there's other ways of, there are, as I understand it, several ways to multiply how much cobalt you get out of the cobalt ore. And so far, however, I have not yet seen any ardite. So finding that may be something of a challenge. And frankly, I might just try setting up a quarry in the nether. I don't know how great of an idea it is, but I may try it anyway. Anyway, one thing that I've got ahead of me is the need to get a lot of this stuff and all of these machines and stuff moved over to the machine base and set up. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and start moving machines and chests of supplies and whatnot over there and start getting something set up of a permanent machine base processing center, whatever you want to call it. And we'll get going with a lot of doing that stuff next time. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.